morning, Sister Anne Bernadette.
Good morning.
Yes, and I know the last name is Stein. That's got to be German.
Yes, it is.
And it's spelled the same as...
Stein, just like a beer mug.
And did you have such beer mugs in your home?
No.
No. Oh,
No.
dear. You have to have one somewhere along the line, even if it's a miniature one.
Well, we didn't.
Because both of your parents were German, is that correct?
Yes, my mother was Pennsylvania Dutch, and my father was born and raised in Detroit, in the hardware store.
Yes, in the hardware store on...
Gratiot Avenue.
Yes. And you belonged to what parish then?
St. Anthony's.
St. Anthony.
We were only like 2 blocks from the church.
And has your name always been Anne Bernadette?
Yes. Anne with an E.
But when you came out of the womb and they wrote down on the birth certificate your name, what was the name that was there?
Wait a minute, what?
What was your birth name?
Oh, Ruth Marie.
Ruth Marie.
Yes.
Yes. But your religious name then became Anne.
Anne Bernadette.
Yes.
Yes.
And apparently your father, with his hardware store, had the children working in the hardware stores.
Definitely. We counted screws and nuts, and when it was time to take inventory, we counted everything.
And did you live right next door?
No, right in the flat above it.
A flat above. And is that hardware store still there?
No, because they widened Gratiot Avenue at one point, and they widened it on the side where the hardware store was. So that's when we had to move, and we moved. My dad first found a place for the store, and then we found a place to live in. And he moved out to where Warren runs right into Mack Avenue.
Oh.
If you didn't stop, you'd go right through the store.
And that's so built up now, isn't it?
It's a post office now. Where the store was is a post office, yes. Oh yeah, it's all built up.
So that meant a change of schools?
Well, it did, but I refused to change schools in the middle of the year. If my father had the right to make me go and change schools, but I said I didn't want to, and he didn't force me. And my brother was so obliging. He would do whatever I did.
Oh, my.
My sister had already graduated, my older sister, and my younger sister wasn't old enough to go to school yet.
So you stayed at St. Anthony's, or did you go elsewhere?
For the rest of the year. So most of the year, I was going to St. Anthony's. Now, they had School Sisters of Notre Dame, and the sister who was teaching my class when I took my entrance fee for the year to her to give it to her, she didn't want to take it because she said, well, wait till you see what, Oh,
dear.
And I said, no, I'm here. I'm staying here.
That sounds very German-like.
I guess I got it from my father.
Knowing that your parents were on the east side of Detroit, that was your first mission, somewhere on the east side of Detroit.
No, my first mission was Santa Cruz, California.
Oh, my. Weren't you surprised?
Yes. Well, my pastor had asked me at some point, where would you like to be missioned? I said, well, I'm going to go where they send me. But if you ask me where I'd like to go, I'd like to be up on a hill overlooking the water. And I was sent to California on a hill where when I went up to the 3rd floor, I could see the ocean.
Oh, my. Wishes do come true.
Yes, they do.
And you were teaching at one of our schools there, is that it?
Santa Cruz Holy Cross High School.
So you were teaching high school right away?
Yes.
Perhaps because you'd had your studies at Siena?
Probably, yeah. Because after I was home for the first 2 years of high school, going to St. Paul's, but then when I came here, I don't remember. I don't remember any of those circumstances.
Okay. And you spent, what, 20 years in Santa Cruz?
No, 3.
3. Oh, my.
Yes. Fortunately, my assignment for the next year was to go back to Santa Cruz, for which I was very happy. But while I was on a home visit, I got changed to Mount St. Mary Academy, a girls' boarding school, and I was terrified.
Why would you be terrified?
I'm going to teach in a high school?
Oh. With all girls?
With all girls?
24/7?
Yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was...
Mm-hmm. So you were disappointed that you weren't returning to Santa Cruz.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But my trunk and everything was still in Santa Cruz. Mm-hmm. All I had was what I brought for a home visit. Mm-hmm.
So what did you do with the other end of your airplane ticket?
I received a call saying I was to take it to such and such an address and give it to Sister so-and-so.
Who was going out to Santa Cruz.
Going out to Santa Cruz. And
I would have done that very reluctantly, handed that over.
I did, very reluctantly.
And it was probably a ticket your parents had paid for, too.
They did. Yes. They did.
Oh, my, God bless them. Their contribution to the Adrian Dominican Sisters. Well,
yes.
What was life like in the boarding school?
Well, I was kind of terrified at the thought of having students all 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But after a while, I kind of got to feel like kind of a mother figure. You know, they'd come back from a weekend at home and they'd be kind of weepy because, you know, they had enjoyed their weekend at home and now they're coming to the routine of a boarding school. But it all worked out, you know.
During your time there, did any young women who were seniors choose to enter the congregation?
Yes, I believe there were a couple. Right now, I can't think of their names. Mm-hmm. But there were a couple, yes.
Now, you've been at Maria, the Dominican Lives Center, for a few years. 3 years, yes. When you look back at your life in the Mount mm-hmm. and your day-to-day living in Maria, what stands out in your past history that you really want everyone to know about? A happy moment, a pleasant moment, a person you met, a trip you took?
Well, they didn't take any trips.
No. You remained in the United States of America.
I did.
Yes.
I never took any trips anywhere. My parents took the trips to come and see me.
That's true. Yes. So you continued teaching in high school then after you left the Mount?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. From the Mount, I went to Aquinas.
Aquinas. Is that where you lived with Mary Ann Trausch?
Yes, it was.
Yes. Mm-hmm. One of our former sisters.
As a matter of fact, we were good friends.
Mm-hmm. You probably liked the same things, did you not?
We did. And one year we each got, I forget how much money it was, but it was X amount of dollars to do with whatever we pleased.
Something like $10 or so.
Or it might have been more than that. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, Mary Ann and I saved our money to go together to a concert or an opera or something like that, because we both liked it. So we were
the arts. Yes. Yes. Now, it seems to me before you came here, you were in Ann Arbor. What was your focus while you were living in Ann Arbor?
I was working at University of Michigan Hospital in the finance division.
Like full-time or part-time?
Full-time.
Full-time, my. Mm. So you were in what, in your late 70s or early 80s?
Oh, no, I couldn't have been that old.
Well, today you're how old?
Today I'm 91.
91. Well, chances are it was in your 70s, at least.
Yes.
Yes. So at the University of Michigan Hospital, in the main building, I presume.
No. Well, I was in the main building part of the time, but they had, there were several buildings not far from the main hospital, close enough that someone in the office always ran over to the hospital to get sticky buns from the middle of the morning. Yes.
And what exactly was your focus there?
I worked in the finance division.
Oh.
So always working with numbers, that's what I like.
Mm-hmm. And I bet you met many interesting people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There were.
Was Millie Huber there at the time?
Yes, she was. She and, who was her buddy? Alice. Can't think of it right now.
Not Alice Walsky.
No.
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 Mm-hmm.
It's the one who had a piano.
Well, I think that's Legion. Oh my, that's all right. But at some point you lived with Judy Silva too, didn't you?
I did. Sister Judy Silva came from California to learn what she needed to learn for something that she was doing in the hospital.
Out in Santa Cruz.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived at the convent with the rest of the nuns. I don't remember when I moved there. Maybe they didn't have a convent with nuns. Mm-hmm. I lived in an apartment. But when the rest of the nuns left, someone graduated. They had been going to school and they graduated.
They were living at St. Francis, I bet. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Sister Judy Silva would have been left alone in the convent, and she didn't want to live alone. So she went to Sister Teresa Mary. She found out that I was also living in the area, and she called me and asked me, I forgot what she asked me. Oh, she went and asked Sister Teresa Mary, do you think Sister Anne Bernadette and I could live together? That's an important thing when you're going to live with somebody, right. Especially if it's just the two of you. And Sister Teresa Mary laughed and said, well, you'd certainly be the odd couple, but I think you could do it.
And you did it.
And I did it.
Did it.
And we became very good friends.
I know you have many gifts, but I also know Judy Silva is a phenomenal baker. Were you the beneficiary of that?
Oh, yes. And so was my cousin who lived in Ann Arbor. She'd make 3 or 4 coffee cakes and to give to certain people.
And your working companions too, I bet, were.
Well, no, not.
You didn't share those cookies.
Oh, share the cookies that she made. Yes, mm-hmm. I landed in the hospital one time, and she came over every afternoon after her work and brought me cookies. And
the nurses loved you.
And one day she said to me, I don't know why I come here, because all you do is eat the cookies and go to sleep.
Well, she didn't see you in between times.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Yes. Well, God bless her, and God bless you.
She was just a little bitty thing, And so when I would leave in the morning, she'd be at the door with my lunch in a little bag. And I was this big giant going to work.
Through your lifetime, especially when you were a younger sister, did you get to know Mother Gerald at all, Mother Gerald Berry?
Well, I wasn't. I would say yes.
You came to know her even as a student at Siena, I bet.
Well, yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did, because I went over to see her when I decided to enter. She was very encouraging. I liked her very much. Mm-hmm. She was, if she scolded you for anything,
it was for your betterment.
not only that, but before she left, she'd give you a nice little warm handshake, kind of off to the side, you know, and it made you feel like you were okay.
Well, as she did with so many of our sisters, did she see that you received a wonderful education?
Oh, she did. At Notre Dame, no less.
Oh, my. For
Yeah.
mathematics?
Yes.
You must have been there when Sister Paul James and
I was.
Sister Irma and
I was.
And
Sister
who?
Jean Henry.
Sister Jean Henry.
And Sister Charles Cecile. And Sister Arthur Fauser, who eventually left. But, yeah.
So did you all live together in one of the resident halls there?
In the beginning, we were assigned rooms in different places. But then we asked if we possibly could be in the same building or whatever, you know. So, turned out that we were all on 4th floor of Howard Hall. We even made up a song about it, and don't ask me to sing it.
That's pretty remarkable, though,
Yes.
when you think of, first of all, tuition for that number
Yes.
of students. And unless she was an incredible friend of the president of Notre Dame and was probably able to receive some scholarships, too, I would hope.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, yes.
And Sister Irma was there, too. She was sort of our mother there. Kept track of us young kids.
Yeah, 2 years younger. And we pray for her daily, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes. When I mentioned our prayer style when you were a postulant, how have you seen that evolve in your own life through the years, Anne?
Well, it just kind of flowed from one thing to the other. There wasn't really any big step involved because I'd been praying all the time up to then. So we just prayed. And we used to go together after supper at Notre Dame. We would go together to the
Basilica?
to the shrine.
The shrine.
The shrine of Our Lady, yes. And we'd say some of our prayers there. And when Bishop Fulton Sheen came, he said Mass in one of the buildings kind of far away from where we were living. But we got up early and we made the trek because we wanted to assist at his Mass. And when he finished his Mass, his acolyte stepped up to say his Mass, and Fulton Sheen was the acolyte for him, which impressed me very much.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Was he in his Monsignor or Bishop attire?
No, he was just in his priestly attire.
Did
I
he-
think he was a very humble man.
Yes, we wouldn't know him without TV or radio, I mean,
No,
right?
no, we probably wouldn't.
It wasn't TV, it was radio.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, wait a minute.
I kind of forget that.
I kind of think it was during that time
Both.
of change. It was some of both, yeah.
Do you have a favorite prayer today?
I say the Memorare a lot. No matter what I want or what I want to say or what I want to do, I always talk to Our Lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
As Anne and Bernadette would have done.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Thank you so much for your time this morning, Sister Anne Bernadette.
Well,
And
you're
you
very
remain
welcome.
a model of peace and prayerfulness to me.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes. Is there anything you would like to say to your sister before we leave? Your younger sister? Maybe she doesn't hook up with YouTube yet.
Not too much.
Not too much. Well, we send her our love
Okay.
and hope that someone conveys this to her.
Well, I'll call her and tell her.
Oh, beautiful. God
I
bless
will,
you.
yes.
Amen.